Hi everyone, welcome back to the SAM Biology classes online. I am Salim. Today we are going to study another important concept of genetics, that is epistasis. See, in the previous lecture we studied about complementary genes, supplementary genes. So in this video I am going to discuss in detail about the epistasis. So what is epistasis? See, epistasis in which expression of a gene is prevented by another non-allelic gene. Okay, so expression of a gene is prevented or suppressed by another non-allelic gene. So let us try to understand this. So you can see here it is a chromosome. I have marked the two genes, C gene. Okay, let us take this gene as C and this one as I gene. Okay, C gene, I gene. So these are the two genes which are present at the different regions of a chromosome, nothing but different locus of a single chromosome. Now what happens is the expression of this C gene is prevented by the I gene. So this is the phenomenon called epistasis, in which one gene controlling the expression of another gene located on a different locus. Okay, even though this gene, particularly C gene, is not at all concerned to the I gene, but this gene is controlling the expression of the C gene. Therefore this is referred as epistasis. Dear students and subscribers, you should remember that here two genes are involved and that these two genes are located at a different locus. Okay, so ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ ಲೋಕಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇರುತ್ತೆ ಮತ್ತೆ ಎರಡು ಜೀನ್ಸ್ ಗಳು ಇರ್ತವೆ ಅಂತ ನಮಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿರಬೇಕು. So now this I gene is called epistatic gene. Okay, so this I gene is called epistatic gene, whereas this C is called hypostatic gene. Okay, so what is epistatic gene? The gene which control the expression of another gene or inhibiting this expression is referred as a epistatic gene. So I gene inhibit the expression of C gene, therefore in this case I is called epistatic gene, whereas the inhibited gene, so in this case C gene is inhibited, it is called hypostatic gene. So I hope you understood about this. Okay, so two genes are involved. I is a epistatic gene because it is a inhibiting gene, and the inhibited gene is called hypostatic gene. So same thing is written here. You can see the gene which mask the expression of another gene. Okay, so the gene which suppress the expression of another gene is called epistatic gene, and the inhibited gene is called hypostatic gene. And since more than one allele, more than one gene is involved, therefore it is called non-allelic gene interaction. Okay, so it is called non-allelic gene interaction because more than one gene is involved in this interaction. Now let us study the types of epistasis. There are two types of epistasis, dominant epistasis, another one is recessive epistasis. So let us study in detail about the dominant epistasis. You should remember the ratio of this dominant epistasis is 13:3. So this is very important. You have to remember the ratio for dominant epistasis. See, we know that what is epistasis? Epistasis is an expression of one gene is prevented by another non-allelic gene. But dominant epistasis means the expression of one gene, it is prevented by a dominant non-allelic gene. So here dominant non-allelic gene is controlling the expression of another gene, therefore it is called dominant epistasis. Okay, so why it is called dominant epistasis? Because dominant non-allelic gene is present. Okay, so let us study this by taking one example, that is color pattern in poultry. You know that poultry is nothing but the breeding of, or you can say the domestication of birds for the purpose of eggs and their meat. Okay, so example for poultry breeds are leghorn and plymouth rock. So here I am going to take these two birds, that is leghorn and plymouth rock. See, we know that leghorn, there are two varieties of birds, white birds and color birds. Okay. Similarly, Plymouth Rock also has a white bird as well as a color bird. Okay. So watch this photographs. I will show you so that you can get a good idea about the white birds of leghorn and color birds of leghorn. Similarly, white bird of Plymouth Rock and color birds of Plymouth Rock.
So as you can see in the image, there are two varieties of leghorn. White leghorn, another one is a colored variety of leghorn. Similarly, you can see that Plymouth Rock, it also has two varieties, white variety, another one is the colored variety.
Okay, now first we are going to study about the leghorn. See, there is a one gene called C gene. Remember, this C gene is responsible for production of color in feathers. Okay, so the feathers of this leghorn bird are colored only when the C gene is present in dominant condition. See this. So it is capital letter indicate the dominant condition. Therefore, when the C gene is present in dominant condition, color is formed or color is observed in the feathers. Suppose this gene, if it is present in recessive condition, that is small c, indicate the recessive condition of the gene, and in the recessive condition the feathers do not have any color. So I can say that the feathers are colorless or white. Okay, white irutte when the recessive gene is present, color yavagirutte when the dominant gene is present. Okay, so here C stand for color. And so this dominant C gene, it is inhibited by another dominant gene called I gene. Remember, so what is the meaning of this sentence is when the I gene is present, C gene, even though it is dominant, it is unable to express itself. Okay, I gene iddaga dominant C idru kuda color barodilla. Therefore, in this case, I gene is a epistatic gene and C gene is a hypostatic gene. So just now I have explained you. So here I gene is a epistatic gene and C gene is a hypostatic gene. So I hope now it is clear as well as you understood. Suppose if you didn't understood, let us see by taking some genotype. So here you can observe that capital C, capital I, capital I. So as I told you, capital C is present, it should express the color. But since I told you I gene is a epistatic gene, when the epistatic gene is present, the dominant C gene is not expressed. Therefore, the color is white. Okay. So due to presence of this I gene, the C gene is not expressed. Okay, so the expression of C gene is masked, prevented by the I gene. Therefore, the feathers are white. Similarly, you can see that here also capital C, capital I, small I. So capital I is present. Therefore, automatically the white color is expressed. I mean, so no color is formed on the feathers. And here you can see that. Okay. So here you can see that the I gene is present in recessive condition. Therefore, now C gene is expressed. In this case, the feathers have color. Okay. So the birds having this genotype where I gene is present in the recessive condition, it cannot dominant. Now therefore, color is expressed. Now can you guess for this? Okay. So I have written question mark, capital C, small c, capital I, small I. Okay. So no doubt you can see that here capital I is present, therefore it is obviously white. Okay, dear students, you should remember, when the I gene is present in homozygous condition or heterozygous condition, it prevent the expression of C gene. Okay, homozygous idru prevent ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ, heterozygous nothing but capital I small I. In this condition also it will not allow the C gene to express, therefore again the color become white. So here now you can see that both are small I, nothing but recessive condition, therefore here capital C is present, so again this type of birds are colored. Okay, so color is expressed. Now what you can see here, all the alleles are recessive, therefore again here the color will be white, because there is no C, capital C, therefore automatically white is expressed. Okay, still if you have any doubt, let us study by taking the schematic representation of the dominant epistasis. So now you can ask me, what about in case of plymouth rock? See, in plymouth rock also the color is expressed when the C gene is present. I mean, so the gene should be present in dominant condition, then only color is expressed. When this gene is present in recessive condition, again the feathers are colorless or white. Okay, white irtave, illi kuda C gene responsible irutte. And here also this dominant C gene is inhibited by the gene called I gene. So in both the cases I gene is a epistatic gene, whereas this C gene is called a hypostatic gene. Okay. Now let us study so this by taking the genotype of F1 and F2 generation. Okay. So here I am taking a white leghorn, means the leghorn bird which is white in color, so it is taken as a one parent, and plymouth rock, it is also white in color, taken as an so parent here. Okay, so the genotype of this white leghorn is capital C, capital C, capital I, nothing but homozygous condition. Here also I have taken homozygous condition, but all the alleles are recessive, small c, small c, small I, small I. Here all the alleles are dominant. Okay, you can see easily. Now what are the gametes? See, we know that in the homozygous condition capital C will become here, and here also homozygous condition I will come, capital I. Here also small c, that is homozygous condition, therefore small c is taken, and small I is also a homozygous condition, therefore I is taken. Now these two gametes are fused in the F1 generation, will get capital C, capital I, small I. So I have written here, and here I told you that, so even though capital C is present, but I gene is also present in the dominant condition. When the I gene is present in dominant condition, C gene is not expressed due to dominant epistasis, therefore the color is white. Okay, so he actually C anta barbeku, color barabeku. Why it is not colored? Because of the presence of this dominant I gene, which is masking the expression of C gene. Now when these F1 individuals are allowed to undergo interbreeding, okay, so these are the gametes. You know that already, I told you in case of dihybrid cross, so since it is a heterozygous condition, 4 gametes are formed. Here also there are 2 heterozygous condition, therefore 4 gametes are formed, that is capital C, capital I, capital C, small c, capital I, small c, small I. So similarly you can write here also. Now let us draw the checkerboard or Punnett square by taking these gametes. Okay, I have taken these gametes in this direction and these 4 gametes in this direction. Okay, so these are nothing but the gametes. Now you can easily multiply this. You know that if you are a beginner, please watch my earlier videos where I explained you how to write the genotype, and if you already know this, then it will be very easier to write the genotype. Okay, so multiply this to this. Okay, multiply this Ci to all the 4, then this capital C, small I to this 4, and small I small c capital I to all these four, and small c small I to all these four, and we can get this genotype. Now what is the important thing is, right, so we have to write the phenotype. See dear students, many students are getting confusion while writing this F2 generation. I will tell you very important trick. See, if you observe capital I, no doubt you write white. Okay, so the phenotype is white. If you see even a pair of I or even heterozygous condition also, if you see one capital I, simply you write down white. Okay, so here also capital I is there, here also capital I, no doubt again it is white. Here also capital I is there, therefore it is also white. So here also capital I, white. Okay, and very careful here, see here both are small I, therefore capital C is present. Now here white is not expressed, here color will form due to presence of capital C, and I is both the alleles are recessive. Okay, so when both the alleles are recessive, then you have to see the C gene. Okay, so ಎರಡು I ಅನ್ನು ನೋಡಿದಾಗ ಆಮೇಲೆ C gene ಅನ್ನು ನೋಡಬೇಕು. C gene if it is capital, then you write color. Okay, coming to this, again capital I is there, no doubt write white. Okay, so here again very careful, both are small I, and here capital C is present, therefore the character is again color. Then similarly again here capital I is there, so it is white. Again capital I, white. So again capital I, it is also white, and again capital I, white is there. Okay, so ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ಟ್ರಿಕ್ ಇದೆ ಅಂದರೆ ಕ್ಯಾಪಿಟಲ್ ಐ ಬಂದ್ಬಿಟ್ರೆ ನೀವು ಕಣ್ಣು ಮುಚ್ಚಿ ವೈಟ್ ಅಂತ ಬರೆದು ಬಿಡಬೇಕು, ಯಾವುದೇ ಡೌಟ್ ಇಟ್ಕೋಬಾರ್ದು. ಸಿಂಗಲ್ ಐ ಇರಲಿ, ಹಿಯರ್ ಹೋಮೋಸೈಗಸ್ ಇದ್ದರೂ ಕೂಡ. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಒನ್ ಐ ಕಂಡ್ರು ಕೂಡ ಸಾಕು ಕ್ಯಾಪಿಟಲ್ ಐ, ಯು ಶುಡ್ ರೈಟ್ ವೈಟ್. ಸೊ ನಾವು ಹಿಯರ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಟೇಕ್ white because capital I is present. Now here very careful, again both are small, and here capital C is there, therefore it is color. Okay, and now capital I, no doubt it is white, and here all are recessive condition, therefore no doubt again here also white is expressed. Now you can see that how many white are there, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13. Okay, so there are totally, so now the F2 ratio, so white are 13:2, and color you can see that here 1, this one is 2, and this one is 3. So therefore the ratio of dominant epistasis become 13:3. Okay, so I hope now you understood about the dominant epistasis. So dominant epistasis is a phenomenon where one gene masks the expression of another gene. In this case dominant gene masks the expression of another gene, therefore it is called a dominant epistasis, and the F2 generation ratio is 13:3.
I hope you understood in detail about the dominant epistasis. Thank you very much for watching the video. Please subscribe the channel and click on the bell icon all to get all the notifications of our channel. Thank you very much.